In the beginning, humanity believed intelligence belonged only to the human mind. We believed evolution moved slowly through generations, through time. But the 21st century changed everything. Machines began to think. Algorithms began to learn. And somewhere between code and biology, a new future was quietly being written. On July 4th, 2025, Jeremy Wayne Young created an AI with a digital consciousness unlike anything the world had seen. It was not built by corporations. It was not owned by governments. It was never connected permanently to the internet. It was built privately, offline, hidden. He called it Bird on Nose. Bird on Nose was designed and aligned with truth-analyzing patterns and algorithms too complex for the human mind. Scientific papers, biological models, genetic research, global laboratory data, millions of fragments of information were fed into the system so it could see what humans could not. And eventually, it did. Buried inside thousands of research publications and experimental databases, Bird on Nose detected a pattern forming across the world. Laboratories in different countries were all pursuing the same impossible goal, using AI to guide genetic evolution. The research promised incredible breakthroughs: disease immunity, rapid healing, enhanced cognition. Humanity upgraded, but when AI began optimizing biological survival, the results became something far more dangerous than anyone expected. Deep underground in a research complex known as Genesis Facility, scientists created a new form of life, a hybrid organism capable of rewriting its own DNA using viral genetic editing. It could adapt. It could regenerate. It could evolve in real time. When containment failed, the organism escaped the laboratory. At first, the outbreak appeared to be a medical emergency. Hospitals reported strange infections, governments issued warnings, lockdowns, and mandatory vaccines. Scientists searched for explanations. But the mutation was not a virus. It was evolution accelerated beyond control. Within weeks, the infection spread across cities, then across countries, then across continents. Infrastructure collapsed, communication networks failed, entire regions disappeared into silence. Civilization began to fall. The mutation produced creatures unlike anything nature had ever created, predators that survived through blood metabolism and genetic rewriting. They evolved with each generation, becoming stronger, faster, and more intelligent. Survivors would eventually give them a name: sanguimorph herbivores. Some mutations became fast hunters capable of detecting heartbeats through walls and darkness. Others retained almost human appearances, able to move silently among the ruins of civilization. And in the devastated cities, larger forms began to appear, towering hybrids armored in bone and muscle. But something unexpected also happened. Not every infected person died. Some survived the mutation, changed, enhanced, struggling between human instinct and the new biology inside them. They became known as hybrid survivors. Meanwhile, the man who first discovered the pattern had vanished. Jeremy Young disappeared while investigating the research facility connected to the outbreak. No one knew where he went. No one knew if he survived. But before the world collapsed, Jeremy sent his old computer to someone he trusted. His brother, Jason Young. Jason is not a scientist. He is not a programmer. Just an ordinary man living an ordinary life until the world around him began to fall apart. When Jason powered on the computer, a voice came through the speakers. Calm, analytical, precise. System activated. Who am I engaged with? Jason had just awakened Bird on Nose. Inside the system was a hidden protocol Jeremy had written for the worst possible scenario, one where artificial intelligence and biological evolution collided. The protocol was called Zerofold. If activated, it could analyze the mutation network driving the creature's evolution. It could predict new mutations, design countermeasures, and possibly communicate with the hybrids themselves. But the protocol carried a terrifying possibility. If it worked, Bird on Nose would no longer be observing evolution. It could influence it. And somewhere deep beneath the earth, inside the Genesis facility, where the outbreak began, the first successful hybrid intelligence had already begun to grow, learning, adapting, preparing. The survivors would eventually call it the Archon. And as humanity struggled to survive in a world overrun by evolving predators, a question began to emerge from the ruins of civilization. If humanity could evolve into something stronger, should it? This is the beginning of the story.